Before we say hi, hello, Trevor, let's have a good day.
Good
Like,
morning.
Hello,
You think we're still
Morning.
playing,
hey,
Trevor? Good
there we
morning.
go.
Have a
Hi,
good day,
Trevor.
Trevor.
I'll just start volun picking you if we don't get everybody unmuted. Uh-oh, the real boss is here today. So, uh, awesome. Everybody have a good weekend? Yes.
Exhausting, yes.
Awesome. If this is your first time being here, welcome. This is our weekly team huddle. So we're just a little bit behind because we have our monthly slides from uh May last month that we were finishing, and this is Miss Test's first week doing them. So we're I was hustling there with Mel and trying to get them done. So all right. Well, I see some new faces on here that I have not seen before, so I'd love everybody to introduce who's here. I'm going to introduce Kyle. Kyle is an actual practicing attorney who just passed and got his license. How we doing today, Mr. Kyle?
I'm good. I haven't been fired from my first job, so I'm good.
I like it. I see some other faces in here. I know, I think Kristen was going to have someone here.
I would like to introduce Miss Dana. She just watched we had our first interview Friday, and then I had her watch the corporate overview and joined her here before we meet for our second time. I'm really hopeful that she's going to accept and join the team. So I'm glad to have her here. I wanted her to kind of get a feel of what we're about in Team Tipton and yeah, kind of check things out. So welcome very much, Dana. Glad you're here.
Awesome. All right. Who else we got? We got chats going. I gotta get
Can
chat
I,
open.
can I introduce Cody?
Yes, please.
Cody joined our team a couple months ago, and he works at a car dealership now, and so he wants to. I'm trying to be careful with my words because I don't know if he's got me on speaker. Wants to fire his boss.
Yes.
So that's his plan. He has a few more months. Oh, headphones. All right. So he's got till December. His contract ends in December. And by then he wants to be to the point where he can go full time at this. So, and this is his first Monday meeting.
Love it.
And I would like to introduce Tymeek, who I think goes by Meek. It comes up on my phone as Meek. So do you go by Meek, Tymeek?
Yes, that's a nickname.
Okay, so Meek Ivy. You've watched his progress, I think, on our Telegram thread. He's been blowing through the pre-licensing course. He works a rotating shift, like 3 on and 2 off. So yeah, he's super excited to go. I'll let him he can say a few words if he would like to. But we're super excited to have him on the team, his first time here too.
Yes, I'm excited to join this. I want to be able to fire my boss too one day at some point, at least within the year, and come full time into this as well. Yeah, that's the plan. Thank you.
Love it. I love it.
And I will say this, I forgot to add, Cody's actually ready to write with a handful of carriers. We're waiting on a couple more, and then I think he's going to sign up for live mentor training. So
Nice.
he's waiting on, I think right now he's waiting on legal in general. He's already got mutual and foresters and a couple others, I think. So
I like it. Awesome. All right, boys and girls. Well, it is June. I cannot believe it's June. I am blown away that it's June already. It's absolutely crazy to me. Just a heads up, I am traveling twice this month. I will be down in Houston in less than 2 weeks. I will be seeing Miss Sandra, Mona, and everybody else down over there. So we'll be there, and then the following week I got to go to Denver. We're going to Transamerica is bringing us in for some training. So a bunch of people at Symmetry are going to that. But let's get into some leaderboards. Awesome. So last week we had a good week, and I'm gonna let Mr. Keith run this page for me.
How kind of you, Trevor. All right, so APV number 5 is Miss Sandra at 744. SETA, did I say it right? SETA. Is 1911. Miss KB. It throws me off every time someone says KB because that's my initials too, but she's the original KB, so I'll go with it. A little over 2,000. Me and Allison at 2403, and Trevor on top with 7,800. Total apps. TJ and Sandra at 1, Shannon with 2, Daniel at 4, and of course Trevor at 4. I'm sorry, Daniel at 2, and then Trevor at 4. And then dials, contacts, and appointments. KB is 274 dials with 8 appointments. Emily just broke 500 with 10 appointments. Dayla 530 with 9 appointments. Seta and Miller, or Seta in June, if you ask Trevor. 584 with 3 appointments, and Heidi again with the most for the week, 814 dials with 6 appointments.
And if you're seeing in there, what are those numbers, right? You're new here. D is for dials, how many dials they made. C is how many people they were able to get in front of contact. And then A was how many appointments they set, right? So to help everyone that's new, wondering what we're looking at there, it's there. Last week, I'm really proud of everybody, with everybody we're bringing on and hiring. Everybody's doing great there. So you'll see like how many interviews we did last week. Super excited to see that there. Keith and Allison continue rocking. I'm excited to see what Brandy can do now that she's settled and not moving across the country. Senna Miller, getting those interviews in, and I know Anna's super excited too. Is Anna on here? I don't see Anna. Where's Anna?
She's off camera, Chad.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I didn't see everybody. Awesome. Yeah, so where is Brandy? I know, is Brandy here? She's not here either. Man, where the heck? I'll go talk them up, and they're not even here. But that is, one of the ways, especially too, if you're new as well, you don't have to wait to start building here. I'm super excited there with those numbers. And we're gonna do producer leaderboard for the month. Miss Emily is reading this one. She had almost her first 10K month. She had an awesome month. I'm super proud of her. Not even 120 days in the business so far. So Miss M gets to do the APV leaderboard this month. She's here. I see her. I know she's there. Emily, don't make me call you on the phone in front of everybody. Like, I'll just pick up the phone and dial you. Hey Siri, call Emily Willis. We're gonna see where she is. Oh, she's not answered. All right, well, she doesn't always get to be here. Oh, there she is. She knew.
I'm sorry. I was making. I made sourdough bread last night, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, I left it on the counter." So I was like trying to like put it. I'm sorry. Anyways, I'm sorry. I didn't hear what you said.
You get to lead this week's leaderboard, Miss 10K, for the month of May.
Okay. Okay. So I'll start at the top. Okay, so we have the APV Walnetta with 4,885. Awesome. Then next we have TJ with a whopping $5,386. Wow. And then we have Heidi, 6,677. Look at you. And then me, 9,276. Can't believe that. Anyways. And then
So let's go. You don't get to just roll by that like you can't believe it. So I want you to talk about that. That's why I called on you.
Okay.
How's that feel? And how's it feel knowing you're placing the business, right? You're not just, right? Like you're not just writing it, but it's getting placed. How's that feel on the bank account?
It's like really relieving because I'm like, finally, I can actually afford to do more things. Like I can like get more leads and then, I can actually like pay some things that I needed to pay. And, I have a little bit extra, to start, I'd be able to start affording or funnel soon. So I'm ready to do that to make my life a lot easier. It's really like just kind of a breath of fresh air. Like, wow, I can actually do this.
Well, for those who haven't watched, they're new here, right? Emily's 4 months in. She has no sales experience before, coming here, and she's just worked her butt off. I am incredibly proud of her. And here's the thing: you see that number? Who do you think asks me more questions than anybody else? Who do you think talks to me more than anyone else? Emily Willis does, right? Like you're gonna hear us say it, like that's what we're here for is to help. But all the time she's like, hey, how do I do this? Where's this here? And it's just quick messages now, right? She doesn't have to go through. Dayla is a close second. Like I will give her that. Like Dayla's a close second. But Emily, like, she's trying to get better at this. We're super proud of you. And then Miss Sandra's didn't get to hit there, but because this goes off opt, if you're new, you'll learn what that is. But she had an app that was for a little more, but it was showing there. Um, and I think Miss Sandra is also going to, along with Miss Emily, be chasing their slingshot this month. Is that correct, Miss Cunningham?
Yeah, I think so. It's gonna be close. I'm waiting for the snapshot to come out hopefully later this week. But I know my last one with America, because it was my first one with America, they still are doing their whole, initial application with them, have to go back and re-verify all the background stuff. So I hope that doesn't hold it up. But yeah, we'll see. But yeah, hopefully it should be fingers crossed.
Nice. I like it. Yeah, you thought you were getting away with that there. And then, you'll see if you don't have your picture in Telegram, you're going to get a funny picture put up here. As you notice, we have some little people wrestling. On the apps, I want to call on Mrs. Anderson here. She had 8 last month, and I want her to talk about some of the resets and how that's going.
Yeah, you want me to do the leaderboard first?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so tied for 4 apps is Sandra, TJ, and KB. Heidi has 5, Emily with 6, myself with 8, and of course TNT with 11. The resets have been going great. My calendar is full, and I know some of the agents are getting a little discouraged when the people don't show, but we'll have a talk about, how to really reset and get those clients to show up. But I'm super, super proud of, and I'm going to name names. So of Emily, Dayla, and Keith. They have been doing an amazing job at putting resets on my calendar, and I love it. So, it's exciting. It's exciting times, and I'm so grateful to them too, because sometimes, especially this last week, I've had to you know, not be around or be available, but everybody's been very gracious, and I love that.
Yeah. And it's there, right? Like it's for those that are on there who don't know what that is, we have the ability to help people get out of debt, and learn from there. So, it's super helpful. There's literally trillions of dollars of debt in this country, and we have products that not only protect them, but can show them how to get out of debt faster. So they're awesome. And Miss Seta, for the May leaderboard for the producer, I'm gonna let her read the top 4 here.
New writers, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Yay, I'm on there. 2202. Hallelujah. Shannon coming in at 2461. Daniel with 2703 and Rhett leading the way with 3745. Good job.
Yep, those are all great first months, everybody, and we'll talk about other new writers here as we get going. But I'm super excited for everybody to keep growing that number and get going forward. And let's talk about this. This is a number I'm super excited about. As an agency, we had 21 ready to writes last month. We had 24 unique writers and 12 new writers. Um, it's I have Heidi up there because she had 3 ready to write. So I'm super excited. She's growing. She's been making the dials. How you doing, Mrs. Groothouse?
That was perfect timing. I was cleaning up a mess. Unfortunately, my dog is a little sick, but I just finished, so it's great. Like I'm super excited for my new writers. One of them, he's already got his first apps in for him and his wife, and yeah, they're texting me, asking me questions, wanting to know how to do this thing, and like thankfully I have you, Trevor, who like you always answer my questions, you know what I mean? And so like I know, I know to be available for my people. You know what I mean? Like because otherwise I think I don't know. I guess I've never been a leader before, So thankfully I have like a really good role model for that. It's been really helpful. So I'm stoked. Like I can't wait to see what they do. And they're all in Texas, which is fun.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah.
How you feeling about that, Mr. Boutwell? I really want to call him Bootwell because Summers does so much.
I'm good with that. I'm good with that. Yeah, kind of to piggyback off what Heidi said, I'm having to learn how to be a leader, because I mean I've always been in the fire service, but and I've been a leader in certain aspects of it, but in this type of aspect, this is the first time. So, I tell everybody I talk to on the interview process, we grow and learn together. We're a team, and I've had people mention same thing I mentioned to Trevor. Well, I just don't feel comfortable trying to get people to join when I don't know, even the basics, right? I said, well, we can learn together. Get him to these meetings. We'll learn it. Cody's the one I'm talking about. He mentioned it last week, and I told him, I said, look, get to these meetings, we grow and we learn together, and so it's a huge learning curve, honestly. And I'm just happy to have the resources and the ability to have a recruiter and have my wife doing admin and social media stuff and all, because I told her the other day, people who do this and they don't have help, I don't see how they do it, honestly. So that's, yeah.
I like it. Nice. How we feeling on the building front there, Mrs. Rupenny? She's like, crap, Trevor called on me.
How am I feeling?
Yeah.
Let's see, I was in the pit. I was feeling like I was in the pit trying to figure out my way. I still am. When last week was kind of rough. I didn't really have interviews, so I was trying to do a lot of studying in school and figure out my social media, how to find my voice there. But I think, maybe I could have reached out more to ask what everyone else is doing, but I'm trusting what's the advice that I'm getting from you, Trevor. And I'm just going with it, you know. If Trevor says, hey, do this because this is, you know, it's a system that works. And so to get out of my feelings and not what I think I know, because I don't really know anything about all this. It's that trusting, you know, if these are the steps, this is the process. Are you going to trust and do it, or are you going to sit around and try to, you know, do what you think you feel is right? So I'm learning a lot, and you know, I want to grow. I want to succeed. And in order for me to do that, I feel I have to trust this, which I do. I'm seeing, you know, I was on social media, and I guess from the DFL call, you know, you've been saying find someone that you can, you know, that you want to get close to and copy them, right? And I felt like I found somebody that, hearing her speak, I totally can identify with her. I looked up her social media, and I had to retrace and go back. Like, I want to know, when did she start and how did she start her way into social media with introducing herself as, you know, this is what I'm doing. And so I did a lot of, she has a lot of followers, and I was just retracing and reading, and I'm like learning her life and seeing the steps that she's taking and how she's stepping out and introducing herself. And so I was following that, and then speaking with you last night, Trevor, just really trying to figure out how I want to introduce myself that way. So I'm trying. That's all I know.
That's all we can do, right? Is try, and you don't have to, right? Like, here's the cool part. You can pick anything and just do it, and you can change. Like, this isn't like, hey, this is what I've done, right? Like, people come in here and say, well, you know, that's like me coming in and saying, well, you know, I'm just a landscape architect, right? Like, that's all everybody, you know, it's everybody known me as for the last 10 years, right? Like, I'm the guy that could do all that, and I don't care what anybody thinks, right? Like, before I came here, right? You have to, you know, you have to go on and say, like, hey, like, how do I do that? Right. And you will hear us saying here, the best promoter wins, right? Like, the people that are leading are just, you know, promoting the best. You know, and along those lines, like, I'm super excited. Like, Allie came and said, hey, I want, you know, I'm new, and I have no idea what I'm doing, but I want to learn how to build. Right. She's like, I know a bunch of people. I work with a bunch of people that, you know, are doing what I'm doing. And, you know, so that's like super exciting. So, right. Like, I love when, like, I come and I get to hear, you know, that side of it. And Miss Dela finally peeked out of her shell and asked me the same question. Like, okay, like, hey, like, how, you know, how do we, you know, how do we get built in? How do we get going? You know, those kind of things. So yeah, like, I'm super excited there. You know, and listen, just post, like, just be yourself, and that authenticity, like, will help you a ton. um, you know, and as we're growing, like, I'm super excited, right? I mean, we wrote $72,000 in APV. That's a massive number for, you know, just the fifth month of the year when we've really just started getting this going. You know, so I'm super excited to see where this can go. Um, you know, I think we're going to start hitting some $100,000 months here, and if we're doing that, that means you all are making money, because that's my goal, right? Like, I want you all to, like, be successful there and help, you know, go down those roads. It's super important. And if you're new and you heard us talking about Slingshot and you're asking what that is, it's this. So normally you have to place, you know, money over 2 months to move up from 80 to 85 to 90 to 95. Well, to get you going faster, you can do this in a month, but you have to write apps in, if it's a 4 week turn in, 3 out of the 4 weeks. If it's a 5 week turn in, 4 out of the 5. But this is a way to quickly give yourself a promotion, unlike, you know, a job where you're lucky if you get a, you know, 3% raise. Meanwhile, inflation's 6%, and, you know, they're like, oh, here's half of that, right? It's not even covering, you know, the inflation cost of everything. You know, we have the opportunity here to take advantage of that. Um, I'm also super excited that we have, we have conference coming. We got, Em's got her tickets, the Boutwells got their tickets, Amanda did, Sandra did. Yep. So, I'm excited to see everybody else, get their tickets. And the number you'll hear us talk about is right as you start building and get going, you get 10 people there, and you'll see within 90 days, you'll see our agency doing $50,000, and we're proof of that, right? We got over 10 people to Orlando, and look where we are now, right? And that's a result of all of your hard works. Like, I'm incredibly thankful for it. Because again, Mel and I's whole goal here is to help you all become wildly successful. Because if we do that, there's a very good chance we're gonna get our success there. Mrs. Whitlock, yes, how are we doing this fine Monday morning?
I am exhausted. We are going through a huge house journey for those of you that don't know. Selling houses, buying houses, moving people around. So we had a lot of wins this weekend, so that was exciting, but now I'm just trying to reset. Tessa got started last week and she's been doing awesome. So I'm so thankful to have her helping us in the background. And Miss Mona has done an awesome job of opening up some time to talk to more people. And I'd love to hear, anything from you, Miss Mona. Just make it, quick, short. We won't take too much time, but what is it like now that you've built up? Because a lot of you that haven't started building, maybe you haven't heard this, but it's not much different than what you're learning in your sales settings or in when we tell you massive action, constant correction, or that you've just got to be calling more people. It's a numbers game, right? Same thing on the building side. So we said, okay, Mona, now that you've got your footing, we're going to go ahead and ramp up the volume, and we've thrown her into it. And I just want to hear, what is it like different from recruiting and having a few interviews throughout the day and having a chunk of interviews and a lot of people that you're talking to?
I think there's a good and a bad side. Obviously, the best thing is you've got the potential to really meet, greet, and make an impact long term. The bad side is you don't have the time to pull people out of their shells. And that's kind of sad, but it is what it is. You can't help it. There are some that when they first pick up the phone, I'm like, oh, this is going to be a long 10 or 15 minutes. But if you can find the right question, they'll engage and you discover something pretty awesome. And
Yeah.
I mean, that's the big thing is having a list or something in the back of your head that has worked previously to draw someone out. I mean, some people will just naturally engage, others aren't. And after you've done it over and over and over again, it's almost becomes a self-entertainment thing to go, okay, what can I try next? And I think that's probably the good and the bad. And also, I mean, like this morning, I've done 4 calls. I had my first one, amazing. And normally my first one is either a no-show or I feel like I've awakened someone, but this guy, amazing. And it was super early in the morning where he was from. And then the next one was, I asked the question, did you do your information? Did you look at the information in the videos we provided? Yeah, and I'm going to pass was the response I got. And I'm like, well, thanks so much for taking my call. Have a great day. So
Yeah.
it's you learn to do things quick, fast, and in a hurry, but doing it without making people feel like you're rushed. But there are some people I'm like, gosh, I wish you lived up the street from me. And that's probably the majority are those type people.
Well, there was a couple of great nuggets that you touched on, and I want to share, especially for those of you that are brand new to this and you're like, what is this even building thing that they're talking about? And, I'm scared to have conversations with people because I don't even know where I am in the process. Like Mona was saying, and this works in a sales setting, it's getting good at asking questions, right? Leading people to what it is that they're looking for, whether it be in protection or in a job opportunity. The same way that you ended up here, a little bit of bait. Hey, here's this opportunity. Here's some follow-up information. So there's steps to take to make sure that you're not just spending all of your time on the phone explaining to people what it is we're hiring for, right? Your time is valuable. You have families to meet. So getting good at asking questions, having the volume, but having a system in place that helps you to be efficient in those meetings, and letting the system do the work. So those of you that are thinking about building, you're wondering, how can I get involved in that? Obviously, you're seeing the fruit of it here. We are now just a couple months in from our, let's say, bullpen, builder's journey beginning. And it's exciting to see, like Sandra introducing her new agents, seeing where they are in their process, the Boutwells having agents that are coming on, new writers. It's very exciting. And I think a lot of you that have started building can agree that it's a whole another level of excitement when you help someone else to achieve success, when you help someone else to earn a living, to step out of that box that they've put on themselves. And it's way more fulfilling to see other people succeed than it is even to make that sale. So yes, it's fun to make money. It's fun to get that direct deposit in your account, right? But there is nothing that tops helping an agent. And the awesome thing is that the system here allows you to do both, because Sandra helps her agents win. They get to earn a good living, and Sandra's making a little extra money, right? Same thing with Keith and Allison. You're building a passive pipeline of income that's coming in just from you helping people, whether it's helping a family or helping a new agent. So building is very simple, just like with the sales. A lot of us overthink it. And so I'm just very incredibly proud of our builders, our recruiting, our admin, our staff. Everything is really coming together beautifully. And I think everybody deserves just a little pat on the back. Let me see it. Real pats. There we go. So yes, I'm very excited and very proud of our team, Trevor.
I've got one more thing to add from my call this morning, since we went down. This just ties it up nicely, Misty. The gentleman this morning, one of the probably first 4 sentences I heard from him, and I wrote it down verbatim: helping people is our full-time job in life. He was so inspirational, and I needed it this morning for a lot of different reasons. But that was literally the first thing, one of the first 5 sentences he said to me.
That's awesome. And that aligns right with our company cultures. So
yep. Yeah. And I was like, oh, I want you to be on Trevor's calendar this afternoon. Not going to happen. So he's tomorrow. But sometimes you meet him and you're like, gosh, I just want him to get on the phone as quickly as he can.
That's awesome.
It's along those lines of, right, there's going to be people that think there's safety in an hourly wage or a salary, right? And it's literally the exact opposite, right? Like, there is no safety working for a company, zero, right? You have no control over your future. The second it doesn't behoove them to make sure you're there, you're gone, right? There's no safety in it, right? That's all the safety in the world is in what we're doing, right? We control our own destinies. We control our own futures, right? We can control our time, and for those that have been here a while right now, like, Miss Dela is working really hard to not have that boss, and she's got a taste of it a little bit the last 2 weeks. And, like, I want you to talk about like that drive to want to be able to do this full time versus that. Like, what's that been like for you, Dela?
Like these past 2 weeks that I got to do, like be here on every call and just be here full time. Like I've had a lot more time to train, so I've been able to practice a lot more, and I think I sound a little bit better when I'm setting appointments. And I got to write in these 2 weeks, I got to write my first application on my own. And then yesterday I got to do another one. I learned some little things from Emily and Anna to add in to like make them show up more. So that was like just a lot of things I wasn't doing before that I didn't even know I wasn't doing, because I wasn't able to go on the calls or office hours all the time, or practice more. And I see the difference, and I feel like I am more like before. to be to be completely honest, before, because you had to push me a lot more to be like, go on office hours. And then I would be like, oh, I have to go on office hours. Okay, I gotta go on office hours. But then now I'm more of like, it's more of like I get to do this feeling. So that feels good too. And I do have to go back to work. But I hope that with this new schedule, since I will be home earlier, I can still keep doing this, like training and dialing as much as possible so that hopefully soon I don't have to go at all.
Yes, that's the goal, right? Dela's in the boat of getting that boss forever fired, and I believe in you. I know you can do it. Right? You've seen it. You got your, she had an LGA, a nice LGA policy that they accepted the offer on. That's going in place. So that's I'm super proud of her there. So cool. Losses, but yes, absolutely. So once you don't have a boss, it's really hard to go back and have one again. Um, all right, got it. Perfect. All right. Cool. All right. Is everybody ready? Do we know what's coming?
Wonder
Wonder.
Wheel.
Don't worry, Mr. Boutwell. You are not forgotten, but yours was a special order. So yours will be coming soon. For those that are new, you're wondering what's this. We have ways, they're listed in Telegram, on how to get on this list. If you win a prize here, you're going to get something between 25 and 50 bucks. It might be a lead credit. It might be a pair of Tigger socks. You just never know what's going to show up. It might be boxes of cereal. So like, it's there. Relax. I'll shuffle it, lady. Every time she's like, shuffle it. Don't even let me finish. So yeah, so we'll shuffle this through on the names. How many times the first one to put a number in chat, I will shuffle it that many times. 9, of course. Keith. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. All right. 33. I'm glad Cody wasn't first. All right. Cool. All right. Let's see who wins this week. Dela? I think it's gonna be Miss Dela. Whoa, look at that. I like it. So
I'm so
very
excited.
and I know what I'm sending you. So it's most people I have like planned in my head like already. So awesome. Cool. Anybody have anything else they'd like to share here before we jump off? I want to make sure everybody takes advantage. Kristen has been live dialing with everyone, which has been incredibly helpful. I've heard awesome feedback from a bunch of people, and take advantage of that. Keith is low. No, I'm not. You need another something to feed. Yes, no. Like a whole, like a ship needs a hole. So you definitely, it is not live to feed, that's for sure.
Thank you.
Yes. Yeah. And I don't want to get in trouble with Allison, if I'm being honest. Like, that's who I'm really scared of. So
Me
like,
too. So me too.
yeah, I'm not trying to I'm not trying to have that southern twang. Trevor, right? Like, yeah. So I'm not trying to go down that road. So cool. June's a 4-week turn in. Remember, when it comes to goals, right? You gotta have your budget goal and your stretch goal. Okay. Budget is, we don't miss that number, whether it's $500 in a week, $1,000 in a week, $10 in a week, right? It's just got to be there. You got to have your budget and then have your stretch goals. But if you don't have them, you can't hit them, right? If we don't know what they are, we can't reach there. So if you need any help with them, don't hesitate to reach out. And Miss Tipton, do you have anything you want to finish off with here?
Go kill it.
All right. Woman of many words today.
No, I haven't. Sorry. Go ahead, Sandra.
Socials, like stuff to touch on, be
Can't
your
hear you,
authentic
Mel.
Trevor, like be yourself. We're already posting stuff. Post whatever you love, post whatever you want, and just be real about what you're posting. It doesn't need to be like polished or Trevor always yells at me like, doesn't need to be perfect. Ah! Like I'm like, oh, okay. So sometimes they'll see like a bunch of like silly stuff on the business page. And again, like you don't want to share your private page. Create a separate page just for the business. But if there's private posts, it's always nice if you have posts that you're like, okay, I can share that. Make sure you use the invite, especially on Instagram. Make sure you tag yourself or invite yourself as a collaborator so that you're not like having to like, oh, I gotta repost it again on my business page. No, you don't need to do that. You can literally on Instagram, if you post on your personal page and you want to share that post on your business page, add your business page as an invite to collaborator and it'll automatically show up on your main feed. And that applies for reels, stories, and posts. Okay. So you don't need to do double the work to like be double posting stuff, especially if you're posting something silly about your life or your dogs. I post a lot about our dog. And using the invite to collaborator is a great way to like not having to double post. Just FYI.
I love it. All right, everybody, let's go have a great week. Let us know if you need any help, and we will talk to you all soon. Kyle, I'll tag you. Line Mentor training starts at 5 Eastern today. So I'll circle with you here this afternoon, this morning, and make sure you're all set up for that. All right, let's have a good day, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.